Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get it on. From here starts the speaking test. This is the speaking mock test of the International English Language Testing System taking place in Ross IELTS Academy. The candidate is Muhammad Ahmadi. The candidate number is 01413278. The examiner is Joseph. Examiner number 443533. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Joseph.
Thank you.
Would you please tell me your full name?
My full name is Muhammad Ahmadi.
And what can I call you?
Muhammad, please.
Can I see your identification?
Yes. Here it is.
That's fine, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's begin with the first part. In part one, I will ask you some personal questions. First, I'd like to ask you about your friends. Do you see your friends often?
Yes, I see one of my friends frequently named Muhammad too. His name is Muhammad too, and he's my best friend. We hang out with each other mostly often. We go for running sometimes playing music and other things.
What do you do with your friends when you get together?
We usually, if we go to the party, we just hang out and talk with each other, and one other thing we do is playing music and practicing that.
How often do you keep in touch when you're not meeting face to face with your friends?
Could you please tell it again?
Sure, I'll go again. How often do you keep in touch when you're not meeting face to face with your friends?
Sometimes we can't meet each other in person, so we should call each other, and when we call, we keep talking for example, 5 to 10 minutes at first.
All right. Now let's move on to talk about taking notes. Do you prefer to take notes on your mobile phone or on paper?
I prefer at first take notes on paper, then import them to mobile or another digital platform.
When do you write notes on paper?
When I'm in a meeting or just in a class.
Would your way of thinking be different when you're typing on a computer compared to when you are writing on paper?
I think when you are writing on a paper, it's more thoughtful. You can get more thoughtful. But when you are typing on a computer, you can't think that much.
All right, now let's move on to talk about your public holidays. Do you enjoy public holidays?
Yes, I'm very friendly and outgoing person, so I really enjoy talking to new persons I don't already know, and it's really good for me to get to know new persons.
Should there be more public holidays?
Yes, I think we should provide more events for people to meet each other and get to know each other.
And what do people do on public holidays?
They usually talk and maybe set a new meeting to see each other again. And some parties to some playing music and enjoy the time with each other.
Well, now this is the end of part one. In part two, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. And you can make notes if you wish, but don't worry if I stop you. Do you understand?
Yes.
The topic is, describe a time when you had to wait for something.
Okay.
Here's the pen and the paper. All right, your 1 minute preparation time is over.
Okay.
You can start speaking now.
As I said, I mostly spend my time with my friend Mohammed. So as, he's usually a latecomer person. So as usual, he was late, and I was waiting for him in the street. And in my car, I think so I should do something until he comes. So I started to playing my instruments. My instrument's named tambour. And while I was playing it, some person heard me playing music, so he got really interested in this instrument and waited and listened to my playing. After my friends came and saw me and that person enjoying the music, he waited until we finished the playing. So when we finished playing, the person asked us if he could hear more, and we said yes, why not? And my friend is a tambour player too, and we went to the park and we started playing, and for hours that person stand and listen to our music. As we played and played, more people came to us. That was really shocking for us because we are not very professional players, but people really liked that, and that was really sweet. And after that, we got really more interested in music and playing, and after that we started playing guitar because guitar is more potential.
All right, your 2 minute time is over.
Thank you.
Would you please hand me back
Thank you.
piece of paper? Thank you. We can now move on to the third and final part. We've been talking about the time that you had to wait for something. Now, I'd like to ask you some questions related to this. On what occasions do people have to wait every day?
Maybe some waiting for bus or taxis or other things, but definitely people who use public transportation to go to work are the most people that wait for something. That's our vehicles.
Are people in your country accustomed to waiting?
I didn't get you. Could you please repeat that?
I'll go again. Are people in your country accustomed to waiting?
Not really. They like to get everything fast, they do everything fast as possible, and not waiting for other people. And but it happens sometimes, and they should take it.
All right. Do you think people who can't wait invent new technologies?
Yes, it's possible to happen because if there is some problems, people try to figure it out, and waiting for people who don't like it is a problem that they might figure it out and invent new technologies for solving it.
Perfect. Do you think in the past people used to be more patient? Why?
Yes, today's life has made people be in rush because of the work and every other thing. People try to, especially in cities, in industrial cities, people are always on the go. So in the past, the life wasn't like this. Definitely people had more patience.
Are adults better at waiting than children?
Yes, adults get the problems and the situations better than the kids, so they are more patient. Kids can't understand some situations, so they just insist on getting something without any waiting, and it makes this comparison toward the adults.
And do you have the same experience? Have you had the same experience?
Yes, when I was, it's about my personal experience. When I was kid, I couldn't wait for buying some things that I needed, but now that I have grown up, I can set my priorities at first, then decide on what to buy. So I'm more patient on something that I want to buy, but I can't afford it.
All right, this is the end of the speaking test. Thank you very much. Now you can take a deep breath and relax.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please give me 2 minutes to review your performance.
Okay.
Bronze. This package is comprised of the offline educational videos for the 4 skills, including listening, reading, writing, and speaking. In these videos, you will learn all the necessary techniques that you will need to apply for the IELTS exam. Apart from the educational videos, you will have full access to enormous resources to practice the strategies that you learn. You will also have 63-level British-based podcasts produced by the Academy, not only to help you improve your listening, but also to enhance your vocabulary range and pronunciation. In addition to all the mentioned resources, you will be provided with useful grammar and collocation files to get your target score with a better level of knowledge. Join us and become our next successful candidate.
All right, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now it's time to review what you did during the test. As you know, there are 4 criteria for reviewing and assessing the performance in the speaking test. There's fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. So let's start with fluency and coherence. Well, you were able to speak at length without any noticeable effort and naturally. That really caught my eye.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work. But you need to use a wider range of connectives in order to flaunt your control over English. So you need to use a wider range of connectives, linking words, and especially boosters. When you want to speak, before you start answering the question, try to come up with some boosters, in my opinion. It's a hard question, but I believe, I think, in my opinion, all those boosters help you come up with better ideas to speak and to provide the answer to my question. So let's go to lexical resource. That's the vocabulary. You really showed a great deal of control and command of vocabulary. And you did use some idiomatic language and collocations, like people are in rush, people are on the go. Perfect.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Try to use more such collocational and idiomatic language in order to increase your band score. You had just one problem, and that has to do with your wrong choice when it comes to the part of speech. You said people have patience instead of people have patience. And I think you were a little bit stressed out.
I was.
Yeah. And you, for example, you used the word thoughtful, outgoing. These are amazing word choices.
Thank you.
So, but you need to paraphrase as well. That's your main problem today. You need to paraphrase the question of the examiner before start speaking. This is very important. I keep telling everyone, every candidate, usually they forget to paraphrase. This is essential in order to achieve a higher band score. You need to paraphrase, and I know you're able to paraphrase the question because you have a rich vocabulary treasure, word treasure. You need to reach out to those words that you have in your mind and paraphrase, rephrase, reword the question before going on with the answer. So this is your main problem today. Paraphrasing was missing in your performance today. Let's go to the grammatical range and accuracy. You were accurate, understandable, but you need to pay more attention to more compound structures. I know that you are able to use them, but you forgot to use them perhaps, or you're nervous perhaps. Try to pay attention and keep a close eye on the complex structures. You said, I asked, or he asked if he could join us. It's perfect. It shows that you have the capability to use complex structures, but use more of them.
Yes. Thank you.
You did have a couple of mistakes when it comes to grammar. You said standed instead of stood.
Yes, yes.
Or there's problems instead of there is a problem.
Yes.
People who doesn't. People who don't.
Don't, yes.
Okay? Try to pay attention because these issues will mark you down.
Yes.
Try to pay attention to those slight and subtle issues in order to increase your band score. And the final part is pronunciation. You're clear, easily understandable, intelligible, and you didn't have any problem with the pronunciation, and you were speaking beautifully, fluently, and coherently. That's what matters. You had just one, I picked up just one mispronunciation. That's the word instrument, which you said it, instrument. It's instrument, musical instruments. That's all for your performance today. And you are, based on the analysis, you're 7.
Thank you.
You're a solid 7, and you can easily increase your band score if you paraphrase, if you use a wider range of connectives, if you pay attention to those subtle issues with the grammar, and that's it. You don't have any problem with pronunciation. Try to keep pace with the ideas. Try to come up with boosters before starting to answer the question. Try to paraphrase, reword the question before answering the question. So that will definitely boost your band score. You can easily be 8.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Do you have any questions?
No, you were complete and clear. Thank you for attention.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.